Hello, and welcome to another episode of Beta Investments, where we're going to do a Dominaria United Collector Booster Box unboxing today. We've got 12 packs laid out in front of me. I've already opened the box. So let's just get to it and see if we open something from Legends, like a Tabernacle or a Moat, maybe Nicol Bolas. We'll see. All right. Please follow the channel, leave comments about what you guys think about the limited format, since a lot of us are very much into limited. All right, first up we've got this foil Void Sea Scavenger. I actually haven't played with this yet. There is a lot of fixing here. These are basically dual lands that come in tapped. Don't think they're going to be seeing play in any of the Eternal formats though. Shadow Prophecy, I also haven't played with yet, but it's an instant. It's pretty good. Captain's Call is disgusting if you're in that deck. Blight Pile, obviously any of these Defender cards go into the Defender deck. Any of these freaking yellow cards or gold cards are ridiculous. I think if you have a certain number of commons, this is that board wipe. Apparently there's a commander card. This card is not that good, but I guess it turns lands into life. They were saying that it's pretty good in limited resources. I think this is a commander card. There's another commander card. Another commander card. Valiant Veteran is pretty good and limited. All right, so that's the first one. So I guess if you have 5 commons, then you did not hit a Legends card, which is unfortunate for us. But you know what? C'est la vie. The chances are 3%. Actually, if you read the back of the box, it says that the chance of you getting a full art foil Planeswalker is 2%. So if you got a full art foil Planeswalker but did not get a Legends card, bad luck, I guess. All right, so we got this, which is Shield Wall Sentinel. Another Defender card. So that's one. I haven't played with this card yet, but the Endless seems good, especially with the high toughness here. 2, Thrill of Possibility, obviously a good red draw card. 3, Banalish Sleeper is a really good limited card as well with the kicker. 4, and this is 5. Oh no, this is a uncommon already, so we might get something here, guys. Micromancer, I haven't played with this yet. This is a good card too. The Enlist, and then it deals power equal to its, deals damage equal to its power. A Mountain. Gara is really good as well. Really, honestly, a lot of these are good. They're disgustingly good. I think this is a, nope, I just haven't seen this one. Lifelink. Okay, Tiller Engine, commander card. This card is stupid good too, the Core Cleric. You can actually, I saw someone during the pre-release play like a Cleric tribal deck. It was disgusting. Haven't seen this one. Non-creature token, you control the die and make a zombie. Paranoid Partisan. Oh, this guy, he's not that good. Yamafaya Coast. Dang, I did not get a Legends card here. This card is pretty good too. The Domain, be aware that you can only activate this once. We only had 4 though there, I think. So that was exciting. No, I think it was 5. It was 5, yeah. Again, I haven't played with this card. Bite Down, obviously very good. That's 2. Geothermal Bog, 3. Impede Momentum. I've tried using this, not with a lot of success. 4. Then, once again, we only had 4. This card is very good. Really, any of the gold cards. Line Breaker Baloth with the in list is good. Swamp. This guy does not, for some reason, have flying, but has a pretty big body. This card seems okay, but you have to really go into instants and sorceries. It does have a big butt, though, with toughness of 4. This card I tried making work. It's tough being in that teamer deck. I mean, you get a 6/6 potentially and steal their biggest creature, but with all the counters floating around, it might not be enough. This card apparently isn't good. I tried making it good, but the double blue pips is tough sometimes. This card again, I haven't played with it. Reach and Lifelink seem good on a 3/3 body, but 5 mana is a lot. This is a commander card. Another commander card. Braids is kind of ridiculous in limited. There she is again. Take Up the Shield, pretty good, showing a Johnny who is secretly an evil cat, unfortunately. That's 1. Battle Rage Blessing, good combat trick. 2. Haunted Mire. 3. Guardian Cavalier. 4. Founding of the Third Path. I think this card reportedly could be good in Eternal formats, just because you can play your expressive iteration off of 1, and then you can play it again. So potentially good. This card again we talked about can be pretty ridiculous. I've kind of messed up my order here. Sorry guys. Swamp here. This guy, you know, you're giving up some. The draw a card, discard a card is good, but the problem is that if you're sacrificing instants and sorceries, those are active cards in your deck. Of course, the ability is potentially good, but still you only get 1 of them. Temporary Lockdown, potentially useful, they say, in Eternal formats. This is another commander card. More commander cards. Oh, a Lily. Okay. Solar Windgrace reportedly is very good. It has a lot of text on it. I lost this card at a pre-release. It's a lot of a lot of a lot. Did I mention it was a lot? Because it is. Obviously, people aren't as excited about this Liliana the Veil. Of course, it's full art, but people are perverts in Magic and love the Steve Argyle art. With the big boobs and everything. All right. Tidepool Turtle. Hexproof isn't... Oh, no, this is not the Hexproof one. It's got a big butt. Scry 1 isn't terrible. I think this card is pretty good, actually. The Talus Lookout. It's a 3/2 flying for 4. You can look at the top 2 cards of your library. Drawing an extra card is always good. This card, secretly, actually pretty good in that Enlist deck. Yeah, it can be tough to kill, especially early on. Tattered Apparition. It's kind of middling. I mean, useful in that red deck, in that black deck. I mean, this card is good, but requires some setup. I mean, it's pretty small, but comes in on turn 2. Of course, it's got 2 different color pips. But this is pretty easy to do if you equip artifacts or the 2 knights, the white knight or the black knight. If you're in the Mardu colors, it's very easy to turn this on and just go wide. So keep that in mind. Obviously, this card is good. No, this card isn't bad. Another Temporary Lockdown. Garna, as we talked about already. This guy. I got a Karn here. Oh, there's one of those Phyrexian cards that people are really excited about. Kind of turns all your permanent spells of the color into... Oh, this foil as well. This could be a commander card. So we got a full art Lily. We got a full art Karn. don't really know about Karn. I used it at the pre-release. Ultied him and then just like did 7 to everything, which was amazing, but obviously that's kind of a pipe dream. This card is okay. I mean, you can only use the blue mana for instants or sorceries, but when you're in that deck, that's obviously something you want to go. Shield Wall again. We've seen a lot of these cards. This is the night I was talking about with the 2/2 in Boros colors. I mean, because you've got this one in a black. The other one is the white one, the one in the white. Frostfield Strider is surprisingly good just because it's got a big body and it's got ward. Taps it down, or I guess quote unquote stuns it now. This Tatiova is not as good as the previous Tatiova. This card is a trap. Honestly, letting your opponent draw cards is not good. This is my cat, by the way, Ranger. He will be sniffing around a little bit. I haven't played with this card, but it seems okay. Obviously, the rares are not terrible. You gain 6 life. And you can Dark Confidant cards into your hand. We see a lot of this card. Equipment you control has equip 1, which can be good. Another Braids, this full art Carpulsian Forest. All right, halfway there. Still no Legends cards. Still no Lotto card. Dual Land, Kavu. This Metalworker helps you fix. This card is pretty good, actually. You can play it early, but obviously you want the kicker because it becomes big. And on top of that, flying and turns a target land into anything, so it helps with your domain. So it's actually pretty useful. Slimefoot Survey is disgustingly good. Don't let this fool you. A lot of games go long, I feel like, just because everyone's going some sort of like splash color deal. So this card can be insane. Hurler Cyclops, this can be good in the go wide deck. Obviously when it's stalled. This card again. Weatherlight Complete. Thran Portal, this is kind of like a City of Brass. This card is actually really good. Lagomos makes it 2/2 every single time, and then if you go wide and you just give up a bunch of creatures, then you get to search for the best card in your deck, so be aware of that card floating around. This card again, and then another. Commander card. All right. Any box without a Legends card is probably pretty middling. Goblin Picker. Looting Effect. This card's pretty good too, I think. There's a lot of mid-range. Vigilance Trample can kind of get there. This card, there's been some discussion about it potentially going into Legacy decks just because it can only cost 1 blue, so it's kind of like a Gurmarg Angler, since, you know, Gurmarg Anglers will typically be in like a black-blue, maybe like a bug deck or something like that, and it's got a ward too, so it's slightly better. Tidepool Turtle again. This guy again. This Ancient costs 7, and you can't really decrease the cost, but you gain 5 life, which is not bad. Squee. Once again, part of that go wide plan. I don't see a lot of dragons, but I've heard some commander players get excited about this. It looks like this is another commander card. Garna again. This guy, always this guy. Another Karn. Wow. It's Ornithopter. All right, well, we got 2 full art Karn Living Legacies. Down to the last third of the box. This card again. This card is actually pretty good because the domain, if you're going into that domain or just splashing with your lands, you could just 5 them, which is pretty good. 4/4 body with reach, so does both well. Haven't really played with this card. Obviously costs less for each creature you control, so helps in the go wide and has vigilance. This card's secretly good just because like a lot of flyers are pretty good. There's not a lot of reach in the format, so flyers are difficult with the evasion to kind of bring down. Gains you 2 life and kind of just gets there for a lot of damage early on. This guy again. We talked about him. More lands. This card I don't think is good. I tried playing with it. The pips are just too much a requirement, and then you need a lot of spells, which cannot. Typically, you don't really get there. Oh, a foil ley line. Reportedly good. Obviously, enchantments are good. High mana cost, so it kind of avoids prismatic ending. There's another commander card. Man, so many commander cards. The Raven Man. Oh, it's a Phyrexian token. I just put him there because he's with Liliana in the whole story or whatever. Academy Wall, pretty good. Goes into your defender deck. Bite down, obviously. We've talked about impede momentum. I feel like this card's, the pips are just too much of a requirement. Obviously, it's good, but it's 4 mana as well for a 3/3. It doesn't even have haste, but I guess it doesn't improve your attacks, but it's just that you have to play it on main phase. The gold cards are very good. It's just that the requirements are kind of ridiculous. This is another like kind of win con in that defender deck with the mill cards. Another mountain. Garnet again. This card is very good as well. It's got a mini board wipe that deals 2 damage everywhere. Then you get to redraw your hand and then make a 4/4 dragon. And then the read ahead can kind of just jump to whatever you want, which is actually pretty excellent. What's this here? I think it's got legs somewhere, probably in standard. This card again. Man, we have seen a lot of these. A second one of these, man. 2 left. Captain's Call we talked about, which is very good and limited. This card's not bad either, given that it has enlists and then it actually has a relevant ability. Too bad it doesn't say target artifact or enchantment, but I guess it's more green. Red's more just target artifacts. Furious Bellows with the first strike can kind of get there sometimes. There's a lot of combat tricks that I think are pretty good. This thing's not terrible. I don't like the milling, honestly. This card can just like make your team so big, especially in that Izzet deck, and then just surprise them out of nowhere. I didn't realize this was a rare. Might be useful in goblins, once again in the gold wide, but you need green pips and 2 of them at that. Another Defiler of Flesh. Gerard's Hourglass Pendant. Interesting, obviously. I like that it's 1 mana. Maybe used in any Urza's Saga decks. Probably not, though. This card is also really good. Requires you to untap, though, and protect it. But, I mean, you put a lot of counters on your team, and you just go for it. Oh, Tetsuo. I've heard that a lot of people want this card. Another Solar Wind Grace. All right, last one. A bird from the Raven Man. We've talked about most of these cards now, I believe. Cut down seems pretty good, but there's so many different 1 mana or 2 mana black kill spells these days. I mean, Fatal Push isn't even that good anymore. Oh, Yavimaya Coast. Another one of these. Man. King Darien is disgustingly good. Oh, this Herd Migration's really good in limited, but not good in anything else, I don't think. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys.